I call upon Thiru to start the proceeding, followed by the other two.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you, panelists, and welcome on and all. The situation across the world is turning aside to the civil society activists. And we are seeing a world where right-wing forces are taking the positions. And the people, those who are talking about democratic values and various aspects of democratic rights being threatened all over the world. And we are representing the suppressed and oppressed people in the Human Rights Forum. Day before yesterday, we have seen a situation in the very forum that some of our human rights defenders who came from all the way from Tamil Eelam, north and eastern part of the Sri Lanka, was visibly threatened by the Sri Lankan officials who visited here in the pretext, under the name of human rights activist or NGO activist. And if this is the situation, even in the Geneva, in the human rights session, then what would be the case in the Tamil Eelam areas, Tamil homeland in Sri Lanka? I'm from Tamil Nadu, where 80 million Tamil people are living in Indian subcontinent, where we are witnessing continued harassment to the civil society activists, be it human rights defenders, all the people those who are fighting for their livelihoods, or normal farmers or fishermen who's been asking or demanding for their rights, livelihood rights, being arrested under the draconian laws. In the last month itself, we have seen that 13 protesters were shot and killed in Thoothukudi city for protesting against a multinational corporation. And a president of Tamiliga Vaalurumai Katchi, a political party, who was a former legislative assembly member, was arrested for trying to visit the Thoothukudi victims. He was charged under the National Security Act, especially an act that been used from the colonial era. The sedition charges were charged against him for his attempt to visit and meet the victims of Thoothukudi. And many innocent people from Thoothukudi also arrested under this draconian law. And we are seeing a wave of suppression and arrest is happening all over Tamil Nadu. And members from the Nam Tamilar party were arrested. And environmentalist activist Piyush Manush was arrested. And even a student, Valarmadi, a journalism student, was also arrested. She was arrested last year under the notorious Gundas Act for trying to distribute pamphlets that challenging the Indian government's methane extraction, the fracking project. Though the fracking is being banned across the world in many countries, India is trying to implement in our land, where a student was trying to protest this in a democratic way, was arrested under a Gundas Act. It's a draconian act. And same way, even now also she is in prison for opposing a green corridor project that is supposed to be taking the livelihoods of about 7,000 farmers. The farmers are protesting. Even the farmers, those who are given an interview to the televisions, were arrested. And the people those who came to the street to resist the project, which didn't have any consent from the people, was also arrested. If you look at Tamil Nadu, it is something like a complete emergency is put onto place, where the constitutional rights have been thrown out in the air, and it become a complete police state. The Indian government, through its proxy in Tamil Nadu, is unleashing a state terror on Tamil Nadu people. Almost all of the rights activists in Tamil Nadu been arrested, are charged with false cases, leading politicians, former parliamentarians, and civil society members, human rights defenders, everyone is charged with the false charges. And I was also, as Paul mentioned, I was arrested last year for trying to hold a candlelight vigil for Tamil genocide. I was arrested under the Gundas Act, which is another draconian act, and where you can't get a bail for a year. You have to go all the way to the High Court to get a bail. And these kind of black laws are more prevalent, more widely used against the political activists, human rights defenders. Even the Supreme Court last year condemned that Indian government should not use this draconian law to silence the political opponents. But India is continuing to apply these kinds of laws and trying to silence the activists. This is the first level of oppression. And if you go to the second level, the Indian government, the ruling government, BJP's proxies, are trying to kill the people. And we have already seen Mr. Banzare, Mr. Kalburgi, and a comrade were killed by the RSS forces. Last year, one of the famous journalists, as Paul mentioned, and my good friend, Gauri Lankesh, was shot and killed. And all the fundamental issue behind this is the RSS, Hindutva, chauvinism, right-wing chauvinism that is ruling India. They are occupying almost all the government positions. They are trying to hold the positions and converting the Indian government into a Hindutva right-wing state. How Hitler converted the Germany into a Nazi Germany, the Indian government is also being converted into right-wing fanatics by the RSS. And no need not to mention that RSS is the organization that have killed the father of India, Mahatma Gandhi. And this kind of situation is prevailing in Tamil Nadu. And the international forum has the responsibility to come forward to challenge the Indian government's, the right-wing activism, vigilantism, and the fascism. Because we are seeing the Muslims were lynched in the streets. They are being killed by the Hindutva right-wing forces, and every day we are seeing videos. It's a kind of trophy videos. How they are killing the innocent Muslim men or how they humiliating them is appearing in social media. And same way that we have seen in Kashmir, it become a kind of a place where Indian government want to have a war against its own people. The Kashmiri people fighting for their humble rights, and the international community has the responsibility to protect the Kashmiris from the Indian oppression. And this is the kind of situation that we are seeing across the Indian subcontinent. The same way, the India's best friend, the Sri Lanka, is also having similar kind of oppression in island of Sri Lanka. And also, if you look at the South Asian sphere, the Burma is also oppressing the people of Rohingyas and committing a genocide. And the same thing is also, we can see it in Pakistan. And all these countries come together against the minorities, against the nationalities, against the women, against the human rights defenders. And it is our responsibility to open up the debate on the ongoing situation in South Asia. That is very important for us. All this has started because the international community allowed the Sri Lankan terror state to thrive even after committed a heinous genocide against the Tamil people. International community protecting the Sri Lankan regime, and that gave them the confidence to go on and kill people across the South Asian region. So, if you look at the fundamental problem that coming from the Sri Lankan model of killing people along with the resistance forces. So, unless otherwise, if the international community come forward against the Sri Lankan terror mechanism, terror state, terror apparatus, it is very